What's up, everybody? James Pesca here with Peak Condition, and I'm here with my sister, Dana Pesca.
Hello.
And what we're going to go over today is some core exercises for someone who has back issues. So Dana, why don't you tell the folks here what issues are ailing you?
So I actually fractured my L5 about 2 years ago, and unfortunately I have a synovial cyst that sits on the nerves in my spine. So I can suffer from numbness, I can lose the ability to use my leg at time, but mostly I just suffer from chronic pain all the time. I've been recommended by my neurologist to make sure I keep my core as strong as possible. I really need that to lend a hand.
So core strengthening, so that is very important, and we discuss that a lot on the channel. So one thing we want to reiterate, however, because of her injury, she can't do high impact stuff, right? So she's an active person, I'm an active person. Sometimes it's hard to kind of take yourself back from your usual activities, maybe if you sprint or if you do jumps, box jumps, if you're throwing kicks, if you're squatting heavy weight. And kind of those daily activities that we're used to doing are actually going to be detrimental to her back. But she still needs to strengthen her core. So how is she going to do this? Well, there's a few different ways she can do this. So basically we're going to start with those core stabilizers, and we'll just kind of progress to some different movements and go from there. All right, so first thing, Dana, you can lie on your back. All right, so first one, we've gone over this a few times, which is very helpful. Just for the core stabilizers also, that's going to focus on her butt, her hamstrings, is she's going to do the floor bridge. So she's going to bend her knees, feet on the ground. She's going to space her feet about shoulder width apart. She's going to extend her arms upward toward the ceiling. And now she's going to draw her navel in toward the ground. She's going to lift her hips up. She's going to hold. And then she's just going to go back down. So there's kind of two ways we could do this. So we could do, we'll say, 10 reps, right? So she's going to go back up. She's going to hold for about 2 or 3 seconds. And she's going to come back down. Or if we're just kind of, again, working on building the foundation, she could just lift up, hold, and she's going to hold that for about 20 or 30 seconds. And again, as she's doing this, prime activation is coming from the intrinsic core stabilizers, right? She's working her glutes, she's working her hamstring, and basically the lumbopelvic hip complex, getting super technical here, that's what stabilizes her body, right? That's what keeps her body strong and what is going to help alleviate that pain and that feeling that she's getting in her lower back. So this is a good one to start with if you're having lower back issues. All right, so if she wanted to slightly progress, we'll say she's been doing that for a few weeks. She's like, hey, this is getting good, but too easy. But still, I don't want to start doing some power crunches or some ball slams or something like that. So one way to progress that is single leg. So now she's gonna bring one leg up. She's gonna keep her arms up. So the reason why I like the arms extended upward is she can't support herself with her arms, right? She really has to focus on activating the glute, activating the core. So now she's gonna lift up, she's gonna hold for a sec, and then she's just gonna come back down. And again, she's really emphasizing that drawing in maneuver with her navel. So she can go up, hold for a sec, and come back down. And when you do that, Dana, where are you feeling that?
I really feel it. I feel it right here, in the backs of my thighs. I feel it in my buttocks, and I can feel it on the sides of my back.
Okay. All right. So, again, this is just a nice, good, basic one for activating the foundation, right? Building the foundation. All right. So now we'll say she wants to continue along with her core activities. All right. So we don't want to only work the front and the back because then we would be neglecting the sides, right? So we want to kind of even everything out. All right, so one way we can do that is just the basic side planks. So she's just going to rotate to her side. She's going to put her forearm at about a 90-degree angle. Yeah, you can bring it in a little more. There we go. She's just going to lift her hips up. There's two ways she could do this. She could stack her feet or she could stagger them, kind of whatever is comfortable with her. And again, she's going to form that straight line. She's going to keep her head neutral, and she's going to be drawing in. And she doesn't want to put the brunt of the weight onto her shoulder, because if she does that, then we're just turning it into a shoulder exercise, right? She's trying to get that activation from her trunk. So I think a good starting point would be 20 to 30 seconds, right? So she's probably held for about 30 seconds. All right, then we'll slowly go down, We'll do the same thing on the other side. We'll just rotate over. And again, that arm positioning, go ahead and lift up. So kind of forming this 90-degree angle. If her forearm's out too far, then she's gonna put a lot of strain on her rotator cuffs. We don't want that, right? We want that activation coming from our trunk. And again, same drawing in maneuver, right? That's what we wanna focus on. That's what we want that emphasis on. All right, slowly going back down. So how was that, Dana? Where did you feel that?
It was good. When you reminded me to really activate here and hold tight here, then I could feel it all throughout my hip and through my sides.
Good, yeah. And I think you know, as Dana mentioned there, sometimes it's easy to forget the smaller fine points of the exercise, especially like one like that where you're just holding your body up, you know, and people will think like, oh, just hold my body up, and they put all the weight in their shoulder and they're kind of putting it in their legs, and what's the point, right? And then we're not really activating where we want to activate. So make sure you take the time to do it properly if you really want to get those results. All right, so another good movement to do, so now that was the frontal plane, we want to also work the transverse plane. So the transverse plane is just when you rotate, right? And especially because she's practicing Muay Thai, you know, she's throwing punches, so she's rotating, she's throwing kicks, she's rotating. So we need to stabilize the obliques and we need to work that transverse plane. So one good thing you could do is just grab the tubing. Oh, and here comes my wife and Dana's daughter, my niece. All right, so what she's gonna do, she's gonna hold the tubing, she's gonna keep her arms extended. Yeah, why don't you face the camera? And now she's just going to rotate her body. Hello. Good. So as she does this, oh, and I should have told you, Dana. Again, same drawing in maneuver, and we want to get that activation from our trunk, right? That's what we want to rotate the tubing. She's not muscling it with her shoulders. She's using her trunk to do that rotation. And where do you feel this when you do that?
I can feel that throughout my obliques and down the front of my left thigh also when I'm turning to this left.
Okay. And you're also going to be using your lower back a little bit as well, which we will get to because we need to strengthen that as well. All right, so we'll just go ahead and switch sides. There we go. And again, I'm not giving her much tension. If you don't have a partner, you could literally just tie this around the door handle. But again, we need to work these different planes. We need to focus on all these different areas. Oh, and my niece is trying to give me a sucker. Sure. Thanks. All right, so excellent. All right, so as we discussed, we also want to work our back, right? So now Dana's going to lie on her stomach. All right, so first one we're going to do. Yay, all right. So now we're going to work the basic plank, right? So this is a movement that a lot of people will do. So go ahead, Dana, put your forearms, form a rectangle, lift the hips up, and draw the navel in. So one thing I noticed right now, so you see her back, see how it's kind of hyperextended? So she wants to actually draw up a little more, draw her belly button in. She wants to keep that spine in a more straight position. So if you don't mind just going back to that original position you were in. So you can see right here, she's kind of hyperextended, right? So see how she has that excessive curve in her lower back? So all that tension is right there. And I noticed this on a lot of clients and just individuals who are doing the plank. And I think one thing is just if you're fatigued, you know, and you want to continue to hold it, you'll have that. But when she draws up now, do you feel that more in your core when you're making that adjustment?
Yeah,
good.
Absolutely.
So now she's just that small little adjustment. Again, she's activating the stabilizing muscles versus putting all that into her lower back, which is what she wants to heal. All right, excellent. All right, go ahead and go down. Now we have an audience watching us. All right, so next thing we can do in this position is go ahead and just get in a tabletop position. So knees shoulder width apart, hands shoulder width apart. All right, so this is more of a stretch, but also it'll be a little bit of a strengthening exercise. So now she can just extend and then flex. And actually I said that backwards. That's flexing and extending. Yep. So she's just going to extend and flex. And this is a good one to get the spine activated and get everything going. And you can keep your head neutral also when you do that, Dana. All right, so now we're going to build off that, right? So now she's going to keep just forming a straight line. There we go. And now she's going to extend opposite arm, opposite leg. So There we go. And she wants to hold a straight line. She wants to keep her head neutral. So part of this challenge is just keeping that straight line. And now she's going to draw her knee in and draw the elbow in and try and touch them together. Yep. And then she's just going to extend out. She's going to hold. And then she's going to draw back in. Good. And again, as she does this, you can see, and she's already struggling. You know, her hips rocking side to side. So the goal is just form that straight line. And as she does that, again, she's working on those intrinsic core stabilizers. She's activating her back. And she's hitting her glutes as well. All right, let's go ahead and switch sides. There we go. Nice. And also she can look like just kind of right straight ahead, right? So she doesn't need to look too much upright because then that's going to put a little excessive strain on the neck. There we go. Good. Let's do 2 more of those. And again, drawing the belly button in, just keeping it nice and tight. Good. And excellent. All right, so those are just, I don't know, that was roughly maybe 5, 6, 7 different core exercises you can do if you're having lower back pain. I hope that was helpful. Dana, was that helpful for you?
It was very helpful for me.
Good. So, you know, you heard it from the person who's actually having the back issues. She didn't even know what I was going to have her do. This was all on the fly. So thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions regarding different exercises, go ahead, leave it in the comments. I'll do my best to answer. And make sure you like this and share it, right? Because we need to get this channel going. Let's do it. Yeah. All right. So thanks for watching. Leave a comment, like, and share. And always remember, you don't have to be an athlete to train like an athlete. Let's do it.